Hey, what's up, everybody? I decided to give you guys a little update on my Super Fantasy Sports League, where we have 5 different sports that we can trade assets between, and it's 5 different leagues. It's a lot going on. Anyways, we're realistically like 2 or 3 weeks into it if we count the draft for EPL, but 2 weeks have passed in EPL, and I have racked up a whopping 2 losses. The most recent one would have been a win if Cole Palmer didn't get injured in warm-ups and I could look at my phone and swap him out for another midfielder on Chelsea that I had. So there's that. But we just drafted for NFL, fantasy NFL football. And keep in mind, this league at the moment is just 4 people, and once we add more of our friends in over time, they're going to be able to take some of our stars that we have on our team to build out their roster and all this stuff. So, yeah, the rosters are pretty stacked at the moment, and that's kind of by design. Just some quick stuff, rules changes and stuff that have happened. We went ahead and we added like 1 to 2 bye weeks in each league. So there's 2 bye weeks in football and football, EPL and NFL. Both are getting 2 bye weeks in them, and then NHL and NBA both get 1. Even though NFL has the least amount of weeks, it's just the way things worked with the scheduling. We decided to, and we're all in another fantasy league together anyways for NFL, so having less of this NFL was fine for all of us. But other than that, some like actual rules changes. This is an IDP league, so we have our individual defensive players, 3 of them. I don't know if that's too many or not. We'll see. Maybe it goes down to 2 next year or something. Change some rules, especially regarding QBs. Now they have incremental, like the more interceptions they throw, the more points they lose per interception. Sacks are counted against quarterbacks. If a player's tackled for a loss on offense, they lose points for that per yard. These are really small decimal points for that stuff. And then receivers, yards after catch, you get a little bit for every 5 yards you go. We're using Fantrax for this. My other fantasy football league is in Sleeper, and I gotta say, as a commissioner, in both, Fantrax as a commissioner is so much better. There's so much more I can do to customize the league and scoring and how we want to do things. Probably gonna make kickers a little worse, because I know that's something we did in Sleeper, but I haven't done it on Fantrax, because last year we had someone win handedly just because of Chris Boswell. Now, to be fair, last year in Sleeper we had 2 kickers a team because it's a small group, and the only enlarging to the roster we've done in Fantrax is those 3 IDP slots, which again might go down to 2, but not 100% sold yet. But jumping off from IDPs, and this isn't just because I drafted him, I was planning on doing it anyways once I found out that you had to manually go and do it. But Travis Hunter has to have special settings in Fantrax to track both his defensive and wide receiver stats, and this works for any player. It isn't just Travis Hunter. They do have a setting that is just for him. I hope they go ahead in the future and do another setting for Travis Hunter, similar to how they do baseball, which I haven't done fantasy baseball yet. But Shohei Ohtani, they have a setting in Fantrax where you could have 2 Shohei Ohtanis. 1 for pitching, 1 for batting. My league's not going to do that. There's just 1 Shohei floating around. That's way ahead in the future. But Travis Hunter, we have it to where not just Travis Hunter, you can set it to just be Travis Hunter, or any player can score out of position points. So thinking back to an older player, or a few older players, like if Randy Moss back in the day caught an interception on defense, that would count for him. Deion Sanders, great example. One that's close to home, Devin Hester. His contributions on offense wouldn't count for him as an IDP because he's IDP for being a kick return specialist, or they wouldn't count the other. There was some goofiness back in the day with Devin Hester, apparently, in a lot of fantasy leagues because he was a kick return specialist that had offensive packages built for him, which is kind of the opposite of Travis Hunter, who is a wide receiver first for the Jaguars that will be inserted into the defense at some point, but he's listed as a cornerback and a wide receiver. Anyways, at least at the time of recording this, I might get the screen grab afterwards, but we have like 9 bench slots, and I kind of forgot to fix the draft for having the 3 IDP players. So, yeah, I kind of screwed up pretty bad. So that being said, on the waiver wire at the moment, I have Jake Bates because I didn't draft a kicker. Fred Warner as another, at least probably, bench IDP player, and Cole Kmet, because I really do believe he will have a way better year this year than last year, being that he has an actual offensive coordinator. It's crazy. Okay, maybe not necessarily offensive coordinator, but someone in Hollis Hall that can design and run an offense, at least. Anyways, probably giving the next update when NHL draft happens or right after, unless something big happens. I'm not expecting super big trades to go down until after we've probably drafted our first rosters in every sport. So unless we want to go ahead and get all that done early, but we'd have to wait for the fantasy season for baseball to end, which is coming up soon. It's in like 4 weeks, and then we could probably go ahead and start working on the 2026 season. If we want to, we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the at least attempt at what we're doing and want to keep in touch with it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.